everyone's voice. Only I'm not there, just watching from afar. I can't go home because I'm afraid something will change. Me without me, I'm the one to blame. But it was bearable. I've had the gray haze for a long time though. I never found out what it was. It's my stress, that's for sure. I never wanted to run away. I was very motivated. Then what is this feeling? Who would I ask? I've been patient, but it was bearable. I've had the gray haze for a long time though. I never found out what it was. I taste like vegetables I don't like. The town inside me and everyone's voice. Only I'm not there, just watching from afar. I can go home, cause I'm afraid something will change. Me without me, I'm the one to blame. I'm not waiting for Santa Claus. I already have the gift, just can't open the box. I know all about it, no one can solve it unless I decide to do something about it. It's not even a case. I've been patient, but it was bearable. I've had the gray haze for a long time though. I never found out what it was. I hate the alarm clock I chose. The town inside me and everyone's voice. Only I'm not there, just watching from afar. I can go home because I'm afraid something will change. Me without me, I'm the one to let's paint the gray haze into sky blue. I know who you are. I'm not leaving you again. The town inside me and everyone's voice. Only I'm not there, just watching from afar. There is nowhere to go back and nowhere to go. It's all delusional. Without me, the town inside me and everyone's voice. Only I'm not there, just watching from afar. I can't go home because I'm afraid something will change. Me without me, I'm the one to blame. It was bearable. bearable. I've had the gray haze for a long time though. I never found out what it was. It's my stress, that's for sure. I never wanted to run away. I was very motivated. Then what is this feeling? Who would I ask? I've been patient, but it was bearable. I've had the gray haze for a long time though. I never found out what it was. I taste like vegetables I don't like. The down inside me and everyone's voice. Only I'm not there, just watching from afar. I can go home, 'cause I'm afraid something will change. Me without me, I'm the one to blame.
And
great
we
job.
are live. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
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 So I'm here with my friends Dingo, Puddles,
Hi.
Avery,
Hello.
and soon to be John.
Eventually, John.
Eventually, John.
Make the little falls asleep.
That's fine.
But yeah,
Space for time until the true star arrives.
exactly. We're just warming you up because everyone needs a warm up for John. Let's be honest.
He's the star.
But yeah, we'll be playing a little Gator game just in the background, but this is mostly just us hanging out and just chatting. And if you have questions in the chat, we will answer some of them. So,
Yeah. Pretty much just chilling and chatting.
yeah.
And you have like a purpose for this live stream, right?
Oh yeah, there is a purpose for this live stream. So I got messed up by the tax corporations, and I am out $1,200.
Whoa.
So I need to raise some money to try and get some rent for the last month of school, so I can focus on like actually studying instead of having to work, stream, and school.
Okay.
So we are currently over $200 in so far.
Oh wow.
So we're going pretty well.
That's amazing.
And so thank you everyone. But if you want to donate, just hit exclamation mark donate into the chat, and you can contribute. Trom has graciously told me that she will be giving away some stuff to help with this.
Aw.
So
Thank you, Trom.
yeah.
So sweet.
And if we raise $1,000 by the end of my 24-hour stream on April 1st, we'll be finishing Pokemon Scarlet and giving away a physical copy of Pokemon Violet signed by my stream's crew.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, thank you.
Start on a wholesome note.
Exactly. Like, thank you so much for just joining me with this.
Are you addressing them or us? I got confused for a moment.
Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
But
yes.
no,
Okay.
that
That's
meant
good.
that was meant for Dingo, Avery, and Puddles, because
Oh,
I really
okay.
appreciate you all being on my stream.
Oh.
Oh no, anytime.
No.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, no
Taxes.
problem, bud.
No problem, bub.
Yeah. Honest. Look at this guy.
Oh, look at the guy. He's a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
Boom.
Oh, he
Oh,
looks
thanks,
like he's
Kissel
squinting
Leader.
in the sun.
Oh, whoops.
And
There we go. Hey, Palio. Want to make some stuff go boom?
oh, such a cute game.
Yeah. He doesn't have the rest of his body, though.
Yeah, is this game also for like the Switch? Or is
Yeah,
it
you
just
can
for
get it for
PC?
the Switch for sure.
Ooh,
Do you
okay,
think this
now
guy is related to Mr. Rossetti?
Oh, maybe. Maybe Mr. Rossetti has, like, an offshoot of his family.
is Rossetti the one from Animal Crossing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the angry one
Yeah.
in the manhole
Yeah.
pops up and yells at me.
Oh, he might also be related to...
Abusive mole.
Huh?
Abusive mole.
I got a
Yeah,
firecracker stuck in a
that's-
bowling ball.
Yay!
This game is
I
called
want that.
Little Gator Game.
Little Gator game.
Yeah, I saw a screenshot of it, like, I want to say a year and a half ago, and I started following it religiously after that.
Hmm. Yeah, I saw a trailer for it.
Mm-hmm.
When it like was starting to come out, and I was like, "Oh, that seems like a cute little game for me to pick up," and then I never did. That's usually every story.
This makes me think of that one game that I also haven't played, and I can't remember the name of it. But it's called A Long Hike. This makes me think of A Long Hike.
Oh yeah, I think it's actually inspired by it.
Oh, that's cute. Very, very similar art style.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a wholesome game? The
Oh,
Long
absolutely.
Hike?
It's another game about like you're just trying to make friends, right?
Okay.
I think the whole point of the game is that you're at the base of a mountain and you want to get to the top of the mountain to get a Wi-Fi signal so you can like get home. But then the entire game just becomes about that thing of like it's the journey, not the destination, and you kind of just get lost and enjoying making your way up to the mountain, and rather than worrying about actually getting there. A lot of
That's
people
really
really
cute.
praise it for being just a very good vibe game.
I think that's what we need right now is just like cute, chill games.
Hell yeah. We always need that. It kind of like it makes me think of a 3D version of there was that one game I played about the cat with all their friends, but it's more of like the cute
Oh, I know
wholesome
what you're
game.
talking about.
That it's
Lost in
dark.
the Woods or Night in the Woods?
Yeah, Lost in the
Yeah.
Woods. That was it. I played that one. That one's
Or
good.
Night in the Woods.
Yeah, it's
I think
Night in the
it's a
Woods.
Night in the Woods.
There we
Okay,
go.
Night in the Woods.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cute art, like the art's really cute. I like it.
Yeah. There's this game that I got. It's called Kataria Fables. It's like a Rune Factory, but you play as a cat.
Aww,
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
that sounds adorable.
It is. The physical version was like kind of more expensive than I pay for it, but the digital version is definitely the right price. I think it's like $30.
That sounds like something you'd play, Avery, for sure. You like
Oh,
cat
yeah.
and it's Rune Factory.
There's one game that Dingo and I are both like religiously following, waiting for it to come out.
No.
I think it's like called Fields of Mystia or Mysteria or whatever.
Oh?
It's
Yeah.
like it's a Harvest Moon style game, but all the characters are drawn in like a 90s anime-ish style.
That's adorable.
and whenever we see it, we're just like, whoa, we need this so bad.
You're so hot.
So hyped.
Yeah.
I mean,
them
like,
all.
I've played exactly. I've played the OG Harvest Moon games, and there's been a real resurgence of like Harvest Moon likes coming back, but none of them are quite exactly the same. Like none of them quite hit all the puzzle pieces of Harvest Moon that I want. But this one looks like it will. 'Cause
Yeah.
I like the look of it.
I know that they're remaking a bunch of them, because, what was it?
Mineral Town.
Story of Seasons was, it's the sort of Harvest Moon company, but...
Yeah.
Hello!
Hello,
I don't.
it's John.
Oh,
Oh,
Ooh, what?
there we
There you
go.
go.
John.
hey.
Hey,
Hey.
The star is here.
Yeah, everyone, welcome.
Gonna shout from the
Yeah.
mountain
Show.
top, the star is here.
well, that's putting a lot of pressure on me. Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
You just like leave. You're like, you know what? Never mind.
We've been waiting for you here.
friendship
Please
ended.
share us your word with wisdom. Be very careful about what you say, because there's a lot riding on.
What is your
a lot
wisdom,
of
John?
anticipation. A lot of anticipation here.
Regret everything you do.
Got it.
Thank
there
you.
you have it, people.
Already
There you have it,
covered.
folks.
Already covered.
Nice to know that I'm living my life right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh god.
We were mostly just talking about like wholesome games. We're talking about like Harvest Moon and anything that's kind of like chill and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Minecraft's probably in that category.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
That
only
makes me
games I
feel old.
play are like Stardew Valley and Skyrim right now.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be doing a VR stream later in the week, and I bought Skyrim VR.
Uh-huh.
I'm really excited to see what mods I can put in there to scare me. Cause like,
I've done Skyrim mod. It's good.
well, okay, but Skyrim
um,
mod, but you're playing
Like
it.
VR.
Yeah, like
I've done VR.
imagine like you have the Randy Savage train mod going on, but you're in Skyrim, and it just happens right behind you.
Did you just combine two separate mods to make the Randy Savage Train mod? Because I've heard of Thomas the Tank mod, or Thomas the Tank mod, and I've heard the Randy Savage mod. I've never heard of Randy Savage Train.
It was in the Steam Train playthrough.
No, that was
That
they
was
did-
just Randy Savage.
Yeah, that was
Really?
just Randy Savage. It's
Yeah,
just
he
like a
was just-
skin version
They
of
just
him as a
stretched him over
dragon.
the top of the dragon.
So funny. He just goes, yeah.
Oh.
Like all the time, yeah.
Someone
So
redeemed
good.
a Bun Carson, so I got to put on the bunny ears.
Nice.
Oh,
Do you have your
jeez.
camera on? Do you have your face cam on, or are they just taking your word for it?
No, I have a face cam.
Oh, okay.
I knocked it, but it exists.
Nice.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
There was a joke where it's like, oh, we want to ban someone, but we don't want to actually do it, so it would be like exclamation point bun whoever as a joke.
Oh, I
But
see.
then I realized that I got these as my Disney ears,
Yay.
so now you can bun Carson.
Bun Carson.
Here.
Yeah.
My gator is cute. His name is Space Croc,
Aw.
but with a
You
Q
get
at
to
the
like
end.
customize them and stuff?
Yeah, so actually, if I... where's the button? There we go. So you get, like, little craft pieces, and along the way, you can get, like, recipes for stuff that you can make. So, like, you know, I have 700 little pieces of construction paper, so I can spend 300 of them and have, like, a little jiggly slime hat.
Yay.
Yeah.
Is it always like a crocodile guy, or is it can it be a different creature?
No, it's always a crocodile.
I think it's because it's
Okay.
called Gator.
Yeah,
Oh, true.
it's the little gator game.
Little Gator.
Yeah.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Ninja Turtles movie?
Yes, it looks
Question mark?
fantastic.
Yeah.
I love the dingo
Haven't seen it.
stories. Came from you two.
I think I'd still prefer Rise personally. But
Yeah.
I mean, Rise was great.
Thank you so much, Kira Sky, for the 2,000 bits. I really appreciate it.
Hey! Those bits.
Those
Give me the
biddies.
And
Bits.
bits.
Give it the bits.
Give me the bits.
What's a
And the
bit?
bits.
Is a bit like a
Some of
meat?
the autumn colors.
Sorry, Puddles?
What is a bit?
A bit's
Is it like a Bitcoin?
a bit is like 1 cent. It's like
Oh.
it's like a little yeah, it's like a currency that you can buy to help streamers out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so like 2,000
Like
bits is
currency.
20 bucks.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
I didn't know that. I was just going along with the crowd. Mob mentality.
Fair. Oh, thank you
also
so
in
much for the
Here's the
750.
rest.
Hey!
Yay.
Also, I forgot to mention, but this is also, like, we're chatting, hanging out, but if you have questions to ask, I'll keep an eye out for them.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
I guess that was something to mention, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if we have questions for each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or the chat.
Yeah.
Or the
Hey,
chat, I guess. so.
let's ask the chat questions this time.
Okay, yeah.
we don't get to do
Let's
that.
Put you guys on the on the spot.
On the spotlight.
Oh, thank you so much for the raid, Crystal. But yeah, okay. Let's think of a question to ask the chat.
What is everybody's deepest, darkest fears?
No.
What's your
No,
biggest
we only have-
weakness?
Bingo, you
Go
have to,
heavy
like,
and fast.
you can- No, we can get into that later. You gotta start them off gentle, and then you
Damn
move
it.
into like deep existential questions.
Damn it.
Are you all excited for National Crayon Day on the 31st?
That's a thing.
Oh, there's a National
I guess
Crayon
not.
Day.
National Crayon Day. What do you do on National Crayon Day?
You
Which
color.
nation?
You finally
I
get
guess
to
so.
eat them in public.
I see. That was my thought.
Finally, we can finally indulge ourselves in public without any ridicule.
Finally,
I just want my wax colors, damn it, in my mouth.
put my teeth in yellow crayon.
Oh man.
Finally.
Mm,
Crystal's afraid of the ocean.
Yeah, me too.
Amediac is afraid of failure.
Oh, me too.
Enmal is afraid of Hrothgar, which is a race in Final Fantasy XIV.
That's not afraid of that, but that I can understand it.
Take
They're
your word
like-
for it, I guess.
Yeah.
They're like big, buff cat people.
Oh man, you just want a hug.
Like imagine your cute uwu cat boy, but then make them ripped and like 7 feet tall.
Well, hell yeah. Why are we scared of this?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad thing.
This sounds like a very dateable person.
Just sounds like a fun guy.
Right?
The perfect gym buddy.
The perfect
Somebody to lift
buddy.
weights with and maybe get a cuddle at the end.
Exactly.
Except they'll be
Yeah.
all sweaty.
And you'll be like, hey, Hrothgar friend, what do you think of my workout today? And he goes, it was great.
Being like,
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Anthony. Love you, Anthony.
yeah, and then he gets taken down by the fucking copyright police. Just,
Oh no.
back to jail you go.
Oh man.
Slinging cereal. No.
Well, what am I going to do for National Crayon Day on the 31st of March?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna eat a crayon, evidently. Like, that was the... Yeah, did you
Yeah.
not hear?
Well, that's the
Everybody
thing. If it's going to be National Crayon Day, it can't be just a normal-ass crayon that I can eat any other day. It has to be special.
I used to
I
have,
have
a toy.
glitter.
Huh?
I
have
a
glitter
toy.
crayon.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You have a glitter crayon?
Yeah, I have glitter, metallic, and pearlescent crayons that I got for the kids.
Wow.
The
Oh,
pearlescent
wow.
ones sound really nice.
Those are amazing.
They're very beautiful.
Those are like
Damn.
boutique crayons.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, go ahead, Avery.
I used to have a toy that would actually, you could melt down crayons and then make new crayons.
Yes.
Ooh.
It would heat up so if you had broken crayons, you could just load them in to the thing and just make yourself a new crayon, or you could like combine colors.
It's
Whoa.
like no waste.
Wait,
Yeah.
Carson, to
no
your
way
right, to your right.
For the fact
It's
that I
on
was
to your
like,
right.
just, like
Sorry?
I get bored.
There's a derpy deer right there. Go be his friend. No, is
Hi.
that a deer?
I could give
It's
some
something.
directions if you'd like. Let's get some directions. Okay, if we go through this ravine, we'll arrive at the playground. It's by the radio tower, right at the center of the island. So if we keep going straight through, we'll reach the treacherous Creeklands. If you head across the lake, you'll find yourself scaling the chilly mountains. If you pass the old swing set, you're headed for the dense and spooky forest.
To the spooky forest, Carson.
To the spooky forest? Okay, where's the path?
There's also a fish guy right there.
A fish guy?
Oh, there's the path. To your right, left.
Oh, I see him.
Okay.
Oh, that's a memory of me and my sister.
Aw, cute.
Yeah.
It's got a hat.
Yeah. Oh, I should explain like the story of this game, shouldn't I? So when you were a little gator, gator, if you will, you and your sister used to play pretend all the time, and eventually your sister grew up and went to college, and you're like 10 now, and she came back from college. So you wanted to play with her again, but she's busy. So in order to get her attention, you have to make the greatest fantasy role-playing game ever. And you're making friends all over the island to help you out.
So she like came back from college and was all like weathered and fucking like like I don't play anymore.
Oh
So
yeah, I
college
have
does.
total sympathy for this sister.
Mhm.
If I came home from college and my little brother, like cute as he would be, if he was like, "Come play with me, I'm 10 years old," I'd be like, "No, no." I just want to
Please.
sleep.
Yeah, let me
Please.
sleep. Let me
I'm
sleep and get out of debt.
Yeah, I'm in debt. I'm in debt.
God. And no job prospects.
No job prospects.
Yeah.
And I can't afford a house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I have to sit next to Bethany in class, and I hate
Fucking Bethany.
Fucking
She always smells like
Bethany.
onions.
yeah, and she's always trying to tell me about her the most like recent fad like diet that she's on. It's like, my God, Bethany, I don't care.
But you know, you care a little bit because those fad diets make her like really unhealthy.
Yeah, and yeah, and
I tell her to get off of it.
yeah.
You're not
I
looking
try
so
to
good,
help her.
Bethany.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Maybe Bethany, maybe you should like I don't think you really need to be on these diets in order to feel good about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Like, Bethany, you're fine the way you are. I mean, you're kind of annoying right now, but you can change.
You don't
Yeah,
have
I mean,
to
I
eat
would-
crayons, Bethany.
Yeah, there'd be two benefits to you not telling me about not being on these diets. One would be you'd probably maybe spend your time doing other things, and two, I wouldn't have to hear about them.
And also
We'd
crayons
both
aren't
be
good
doing
for
better
you.
things. Huh?
And crayons aren't good for you, Bethany.
Yeah.
Only on
Another
National Crayon Day.
capitalizing.
Only on
Yeah,
National
that's
Crayon Day.
the only day it's allowed to eat crayons.
Oh, we found a picnic.
Did you guys ever eat crayons legitimately when you were little?
No.
I ate Play-Doh
You ate Play-Doh?
I don't think
I ate
so.
Play-Doh too.
and cat food.
But we
Oh.
would.
Apparently there's
Okay,
chocolate
you-
candy crayons.
Oh,
But then you can't
Feel
eat
about
them, I
that.
assume.
Well, you can draw with them, and then you eat them, right?
And I would only do one of those two things, and it would be the eating thing.
no.
The more I draw with it, the less I can eat.
That's true.
Yeah. John, Puddles, did you guys ever eat crayons or anything?
I don't think so. Can't remember.
Bugs,
Yeah, bugs.
bugs,
Bugs.
worms, ants.
Oh, gross.
I used to eat grass.
Yeah, grass.
Yeah, every once in a while, you every couple of months or so, I'd be like, I wonder if leaves taste good now. And then it'd be like, nope, they never, nope. They don't.
Always bitter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn salads. Who needs them?
Oh,
Yeah.
I used to eat a dandelion every time I went outside, because I was like, they make salad out of this. I can just pick one and eat one.
How was it?
Yeah.
Bitter. Do not recommend.
Fibrous.
Yeah, help me poop better.
Well, good bowel routine is always important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Better going out one end than the other.
It's funny because like stuff like that, like eating crayons or eating leaves and stuff like that. It's like I never would have gotten the idea in my head to do those things if they didn't show children on TV and cartoons doing it. So I'm just like, this is exactly why parents always say like, don't show violence on TV because your kids will copy it. I was that kid.
Yeah. They made the warning
But
just
also
for you.
But also it is funny because like they're telling the kids, or they're making fun of the kids for eating crayons in the show. And then I'm just like, and then I get so curious, and I'm just like, well, what if the kid is right about the crayons?
Well, yeah, you always got to
I-
make sure and ask the question, like, why? Why are they doing it? Does it actually
Yeah.
taste that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I just think it's funny that it never would have occurred to me otherwise if the TV show didn't explicitly tell me that this was something I could do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your fault, TV, that I have still issues.
Maybe it's TV's fault. Maybe the media is to blame.
Yeah.
TV's the reason I have IBS.
Yeah.
So this frog wants likes salty food, but they only want a small snack. Do we give them chips, lasagna, or apple slices?
Chips.
Yips.
We're gonna
Chip.
give the chippies to the frog. Okay. What about the bird? Like something light and healthy.
Apple slices.
Apples for the bird.
Apples and,
And what
banana.
about B. Ritney? B. Ritney's hungry.
Yeah.
Oof.
The lasagna.
Yeah, she's gonna destroy that whole lasagna.
Oh my god.
Garfield style. Yeah, Garfield style.
She left
I
one
just
piece.
watched a video about a caterpillar that was carnivorous. And it
Oh,
would trick
Oh.
ants into bringing trick ants to think it was a queen ant and get them to bring them into their little like hole, and then it would eat all the ant babies.
Whoa. That's a
I
smart.
know, isn't that
Mhm.
messed up?
Yeah. It's messed up, but it's very
Nature's
smart.
fucked up.
Nature is
Can I
fucked up.
swear?
yeah. This is, I think it's an 18+ stream, so you can say whatever the hell you want.
Cool. Nature's fucked up, guys.
It's pretty fucked up.
It's pretty.
Hey, listeners, what's your best nature's fucked up random fact?
Mm.
Ooh.
And we're not allowed to use the duck because I think everyone knows that one now.
What about what about echidnas?
I haven't heard that one.
Okay. Did you know that echidnas have 4 heads to their penis?
Oh, I think I did know that.
Not
Remember when we were playing?
not 4 of them in total, just the tip. 4 tips.
Reminds me
Damn,
of the
Jim.
duck.
My brain's kind of broken on the logistics of this one. Like, are they like flared out? Are they going all over the place? Like,
I have been told this information. I did not seek out the visual knowledge.
Do not
John,
Google
you're
it.
free to do your personal research on this topic if you like.
Google.
is it like some kind of weird caterpillar or centipede tip thing where it's like one right after the other?
We really should have like vetoed any penis themed facts because now John's not gonna be able to talk about anything else.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you did this, Carson.
I did.
But this is your stream, so...
That's true. I poisoned the
You guys
tap
know about
water,
the
but it's
duck
my
thing?
tap
Yeah, you
water.
poisoned your own well.
Yeah. You,
Well, it
you
looks like a
stuck the
foot.
stick in your own bicycle wheel.
Yeah,
John, did you do it?
Okay, so something
It
scary.
looks like a foot.
Crystal says the Alcon blue butterfly. As caterpillars, they mimic the scent of larva ants, and they're overfed even more than the ants and the actual larva until the caterpillars cocoon and leave as butterflies, as the colony almost likely collapse due to the lack of workers.
Oh yeah, that was the one.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's a
Okay.
pretty butterfly.
I don't know the specific one, but I know there is just like a species of scorpion where when it like its eggs hatch inside its own body, and then the baby scorpions literally eat their way out of the mom scorpion.
Oh
Holy
boy.
shit.
Well,
Oh,
that's
there's
every pregnant woman's fear.
Holy shit. Yeah, holy shit. That's like, well, I'm not having children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they also, like human babies, grow as a parasite inside of you. And,
Yeah.
and sometimes you have to cut them out, so.
Eh, because of
Let's
medicine.
talk about other stuff now. There may be people in the,
Here,
in the
here.
chat.
Nature
who
is
aren't
cute.
subscribing
When
to
when
the
given the
level.
chance, bees are happy to play with balls for no reward in a study. Young ones played more on average.
Aw, that's adorable. Bees are good.
Bees
Yeah,
are
all the
great.
bees
My apartment building actually keeps bees on the roof.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you think that people who want to live in your building have to like really have to think about whether or not they want to live there if they're allergic to bees?
Oh, that would be a problem, wouldn't it? I guess if you lived on the bottom floor, though.
I guess
yeah.
so, but I mean the bees aren't gonna. I mean, okay, they don't attack you when you try to get into the building, right?
No. I shouldn't.
Like, I assume they're fine and they're chill. You're probably no more likely to get stung by a bee in your house than you are anywhere else.
That's true.
Yeah, honestly, bees are so chill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bees are.
I do
bees are
love
good.
when
I want to
you could have
bee
put a
friend
spoiler
them.
on it. Doesn't help if you just.
Oh, did you send a picture of the echidna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it under a spoiler tag, writing warning incoming, and then just a giant picture does nothing.
Oh, am I gonna have to like not look at this on the bus for a while?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Arctic Rescue asks question, Serena voice. Like Sailor Moon? Don't do drugs and eat lots of food.
There you go.
I don't remember specific Sailor Moon PSAs, but
Did you have PSA?
oh yeah, at the very end of the episode, there would be like, "Hey kids, don't bully other kids," or like,
Huh.
yeah.
Remember that? Oh.
I only remember
Cartoons
Sonic.
do that anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, Sonic had some great PSAs too.
And yeah, Sonic was the one I remember the most.
Don't do drugs.
If a stranger touches you, that's no good.
No good.
Oh,
Why don't
Sonic.
cartoons do that anymore?
I don't know. Maybe they found it wasn't effective.
I don't. You
'Cause
think
it's
that
like-
would be though? Because it's like,
Yeah,
he's their
yeah.
You
trusted
remember it.
cartoon character. You know,
Yeah.
True.
if Minecraft Steve told you to maybe put the hooch away sometimes, then you know, maybe kids wouldn't drink.
Don't drink the. Your sorrows
kids
only,
don't-
kids. It doesn't help.
Some kids also just may not have like a reliable figure in their life to actually tell them these things.
Exactly.
So
Oh,
if Sailor Moon told me, I'd be like, okay, thank you, Sailor Moon.
what if we made like a series of adult PSAs with the voice actors from 90s cartoons, where it's like Sailor Moon teaches you how to do your taxes?
I mean, that
I
would
mean,
be
the-
great.
That I think that actually would be quite valid. I think a lot of people would be like, hell yeah, thank you. I would love to see an entire episode of Magic School Bus where Miss Frizzle just teaches me how to do taxes.
Yeah. Oh, Miss Frizzle, yeah, teaching you shit would just be the best.
Oh, could
Yeah.
we?
Like-
Yeah, if we could get like an adult Magic School Bus where it's like day-to-day facts and like just helpful shit.
You mean I
just
might
called
finally
Magic
learn how to
Community
do
Transit
taxes?
instead.
Yeah, you might have to learn to do taxes.
Yeah.
Here's how to maximize your return if you're making under $30,000 a year.
Oh, I guess they'd have to do it by like country, because you know Canada's different than America.
Yeah. But apparently, chat says that they were required by law to do the PSAs.
Ah,
So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a lot of stuff back then about, like what was and was not allowed to be shown in children's media. I mean, it's still the same these days, but those laws will eventually change.
Well, South Park did a really cool thing for an episode where you were only allowed to say the F word on like adult-oriented programming, right? But you could say shit for like a ton of times. So what
Yeah.
they did was they said shit as many times as they were allowed to in one episode, just to prove how stupid it was. And they kept a counter.
wow.
Yeah,
I
and
had like a
go for it.
Go ahead. Okay. I had like a weird realization when I was younger, and I think I was watching like Futurama. Because Futurama they're a bit more generous with their swears than say like The Simpsons and stuff like that. But they still won't say everything. And I remember watching Futurama and being like, why? How come they can say bastard all they want, but nobody says bitch? Because in my brain it was just like, they're the same level of swear. It's just a gender thing.
Yeah.
It's just the gender. So I was just like, why do they never call anybody a bitch, but they're free to call everybody a bastard? I don't think there's any good explanation for that. I think it's just
No.
my brain was just like, that's weird.
It is a weird thing.
Yeah. Oh, I found it
There
out.
was just some wo-
I'll go for it.
No.
They said the word shit 200 times in the episode.
Amazing.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
Yeah.
that, like... I was gonna say, I remember, like, back in the 90s, you used to be able to have, like, a PG-13 rated film, or even, like, a PG film, and still say fuck once. So that's why you'd have, like, a movie like Goonies, which would just have a random F-bomb in it, because they were allowed to say it once and still have a PG rating. Which I think is fun. They should bring that back.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we
Let
want?
them say fuck.
Do we want to get a trash pick and stick? Do we want to get an ancient gong or a mini trampoline?
Mini trampoline.
Mini trampoline.
Mini trampoline. Yes.
Yeah.
I won't lie. This thing's seen better days. But it's still got some bounce to it. Use it to get over junkyard fences, into dumpsters, and the occasional window. Anyways, it's yours now. Hope it serves you well.
I was rewatching just yesterday and today the older X-Men movies. So just like
Ooh.
2000, like
Mhm.
2000,
Like Hugh Jackman
2000.
movie?
Yeah, yeah, Hugh
Oh, yeah.
Jackman and because there's like 3 of them. I mean, there's multiple all throughout, but like
The
ones
original
that
trilogy.
yeah, the original trilogy. So you have like X-Men X2 and then X-Men Last Stand and stuff like that. Because I watched the X-Men Apocalypse, which is just from like 2018-19, I think.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, like just kind of came out. And to be honest, I didn't like it. I didn't like that one. I felt like the actors didn't want to be there, and I felt yeah, and the casting for Mystique is so odd. They made it Jennifer Lawrence or whatever her name is.
Ooh.
Or from Hunger Games, and it's just weird. I'm like, it's just weird. I don't like it, and I just like the story and the dialogue is I didn't like it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go rewatch like the X-Men from 2000, and it still holds up. Like there's still like, I mean, yeah, you could work the story a bit, but it still feels like a really well thought out movie. Even though I know the reviews aren't super great for it, but I enjoy it. And the main thing that like like they do swear in it. They go like bitch and I think they say shit and fuck. But I think the rating is still just, I don't think it's R-rated or anything. I think it's still like you can go and see it 14 plus or something. But yeah, it's still a good bunch of movies. I love the casting for Magneto and Dr. Xavier. You know, it's just like those two are perfect for each other. Like their dynamic and their friendship is so good.
Absolutely.
I mean,
So
those two actors, I can't. Like,
Ian
Ian
McKellen.
McGregor and
and Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. Those guys are just like, they're like the great grandfathers of all or like the grandfathers of all acting by this point.
Yeah.
Like they're just so good.
Yeah, and they're friends, and they like,
I always love that.
yeah, they're like really good friends, and they also like help other actors like get better. Like there's tons of actors that are just like, yeah, Patrick Stewart helped me get into like better acting and stuff like that, and like they're great. I love them.
I do love that stuff when you see actors that always seem to like come in pairs. Like I do enjoy how whenever you have Meryl Streep, it's just like, all right, show me the Tucci. Where's Stanley Tucci? I know he's here.
Yep.
He's a coming.
Give me that Tucci. And then he comes around the corner, glasses and a bald head, and you're like, yeah, there he is.
Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter too.
Yeah.
That's just because it's because like Tim Burton keeps them in a cat cage. And
Yeah. Well,
them together,
Helena
yeah.
Bonham Carter is his wife, so.
Well, used to be.
Tim Burton's wife?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that happened. Ah.
Yeah, I remember that. Because when that happened, everyone was just like, well, who gets custody of Johnny Depp then if they break up?
Oh man. We got a question in chat. What's everyone's favorite Pokemon?
Magikarp.
That's nice.
Magikarp.
That's good.
Mawile.
Mawile?
I got two.
Go for it then.
Because they're both on different. They're on two different sides of the spectrum of Pokemon. Like I love Gengar, but I also love Meryl. So I have those two. Those two are my favorite.
My friend Kyle used to really complain about Gengar, because, like, Haunter is so cool, but Gengar looks like the gremlin that takes a poop in your shoes.
And I love him for it.
That's why he's Dingo's favorite.
I love him. He's got the big teeth and the stupid tongue, and he's just, he's coming at you.
I'm in a similar position where, like, my go-to is Wartortle, because I thought that Wartortle was so cool as a kid that I just didn't bother to evolve into Blastoise. Because, like, it's got that fluffy tail and the angry eyes, and his name is Wartortle.
Yeah.
And then Blastoise is just, I don't know, bigger and it has a cannon. But,
Did you hear?
No?
Did you hear that Blastoise originally wasn't going to be the final evolution of Wartortle? He was like a totally different Pokemon.
Yeah, and then they fused the lines.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Early Pokemon is wild.
But you know, recently Zoroark has been growing on me.
Which one's
Of
that?
course it is, you edgy boy.
Oh, it's the edgy fox Pokemon, but it evolves from like a cute little like sad fox.
Oh, is that just the one that looks like a thief? That's a fox.
No, it's a different one.
Yeah.
It looks like if it just looks like
I'll post it in chat.
it looks like if Shadow the Hedgehog was a fox.
Okay.
I'm not wrong.
Here. Oops. Zoroark evolution line. It's this bad boy right here. I'm gonna speak until I can post it because... Oh god, there's the Echidna.
Yeah. Just waiting for that.
No, I had it in the tab. It's not the Puddles one.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I like the first evolution of
Yeah.
it.
And then
Like
he
the
turns
first
into an edgy
one.
boy.
And then it's like, just cut your hair.
See, it looks like Shadow the Hedgehog if you kind of stretched him out.
Yeah. And he
what-
went through a furry phase, like if Shadow the Hedgehog became a furry.
Yeah.
I mean, Dingo, he already is. He's
I know. It's like an evolution of it. It's like extra. He like gets into an outfit. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he already is.
Mm-hmm.
Zoroark is Shadow's Poke Soda. He's like, this is
There we go.
It's me.
Or
Ryuko
Shadow
from
is
Kill la Kill,
Zoroark's
too.
Sonic Sona.
Mhm.
Oh, there we go.
And like, John, did you miss Pokemon? Like you just missed that period, right? Or did you?
Yeah, if I remember right, Pokemon was kind of hitting its popular stride at the very beginning. When I was in junior high?
Mm.
Yeah. So you probably just
So-
missed.
Yeah, I missed a good portion of it.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm not going to regret it.
Puddles, do you have a favorite?
No, it's Magikarp.
Favorite Pokemon?
Oh yes, you said Magikarp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Magikarp is pretty cool.
Magikarp is pretty great.
Pretty great.
Well, turns into Gyarados.
Yeah,
I
I
was just
do.
going to say she's secretly crushing on the sausage boy afterwards.
Gyarados?
Yeah, big old sausage boy.
Mm-hmm. Actually, in Japanese, Magikarp's called Koi King.
Ah.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, he's like the literal king of koi.
I guess he has like a little crown.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hmm.
And also, the shiny one is just gold.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember that was from like a Pokemon episode where that scam artist kept selling James the gold Magikarp.
Oh, yeah.
Is everyone okay with Pokemon spoilers for the anime?
Are you talking about? I think I know what you're talking about.
I think you gotta ask the chat.
Yeah. Well, I'm asking the people in the voice chat and the chat.
Yeah, because I do not give a shit. Because
Yeah.
I've stopped watching for a
Yeah.
very long time.
Yeah, I don't watch it. I don't watch it anymore, and also I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to talk about.
My oldest isn't here. She watches Pokemon, so you're okay.
Okay. It does look like everyone in chat is fine. So Jesse, James, and Meowth go their separate ways.
What?
Yeah, they break up.
Oh no.
They
Dang.
get all of the Pokemon that they had together to try and catch Pikachu one last time, and then they're like, nah, I guess this ain't it.
Okay. So they don't even go off as friends?
As far as I remember, no.
Dang.
I know in the manga they get married.
No,
Aw.
I prefer that one.
Let's prefer
like
that
a-
one.
Yeah.
That's
We're all,
cute.
I mean, I'm just gonna erase that ending from my brain.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah.
no, they get married.
Exactly. The anime isn't canon, the manga is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now, people are speculating that the new Pokemon protagonist is going to be Ash's daughter, because she has a hair clip in the same... It looks like the same thing that was on Ash's hat in the first episode.
Mm. Oh, is there like pictures of her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen any of that.
I
Yeah.
can already tell because I've seen the cast where it's like they have the girl and the guy, the young girl and the young boy, they're gonna travel together, and then they have like, I think he's the Pokemon professor who also is gonna be traveling with them.
Mm.
Oh.
And he has like an airship, and he's the one with the Pikachu, and he looks awesome, and the internet is gonna go absolutely up like batshit for him, and I frankly don't blame them. I'd be like, I'm just like absolutely, he'd be my favorite character
Oh,
by far.
is he like daddy, or is he like just
Is he
really
daddy
cool?
or dad?
I mean, I don't really know how to engage on that level, but I think stylistically he's cool. He's
Okay.
cool looking.
Well,
I
So
respect
definitely
that.
dad.
Is he daddy?
how old is he? Like,
Would you
does he-
trust him to
I'm
take care of
pretty-
children?
Yeah, he's a full-grown adult.
Yeah, but
Is he-
Brock was too.
No, he wasn't. Brock was like
Oh.
14.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like anime's thing where it always looks like they're adults, but they aren't.
God, I thought
Carson, go under this
I
thing.
don't know. He's piloting an airship, so he at least has to have some kind of
He
license.
has to have a driver's license.
Treasure.
I don't know.
Man, for somebody who's so young, he was real active.
Yeah.
He was
Going
a
after
horny
all
teenager.
them, all those police ladies.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
for all
that's
sisters.
That's true.
He even had a song. There was a whole song where he goes like, Jenny, oh Jenny, joy, oh joy. A one-woman man's what I wanna be, but there's two perfect girls for me.
Did
I
they ever?
remember that.
Did they ever tell why there was always the same women, like exactly the same women
They're cousins.
everywhere.
They're all
Animation
related.
budget.
Oh
They all
yeah,
have
animation
different
budget,
colors.
sure, but like, did they ever canonically say like,
Yeah, there was
they're-
there was an episode where they had the Joy family reunion, and it's all just Nurse Joys, like all the same person.
Oh my
I guess
God,
it's a family name. Now.
Yeah, same with Officer Jenny.
that is so funny.
Did you guys ever see that Nurse Joy cosplay video? But it's all dudes.
No,
Oh,
Oh,
that sounds
it was-
amazing.
yeah.
I'll see if I can find it. One had like a full-on beard too.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Seems like the
Oh.
little trampoline's been working for you.
Oh, absolutely. It's taking me places. It's sending me. Oh, we found the Ninja Village. I think I took care of the Ninja Village already, though.
Did you get to the spooky forest yet?
I found a vampire cave. Let's see if I can find it again.
Oh no, I lied. It was one dude. I found it,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's still great.
The attempt is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here, I'll send it anyway. He has a pink mustache.
Yay.
Oh, we found Jill. These are Jill's friends from St. Hogarth.
Hmm.
Sorry, St. Hogarth Prep. We've got Suzanne, fearless leader of the Paragons of St. Hogarth. And this is Jean Nanto.
I like how the dog just looks like he's having a good time.
Right?
Yeah.
Just having a blast.
I want to ask the chat a question. I want to ask the chat, who is your favorite senior citizen, Gothi or Julian?
Ooh.
Oh,
Because they both don't give a fuck in different directions.
Yeah. Old people fight. Old people fight.
Right.
oh. I think Julian will concede. Gothy is gonna win.
Yeah.
It depends on how many robots Julian has.
Oh, that's true.
I don't
Julian
know.
has like backup.
There was a whole hashtag that was called gay for Gothy. I think Gothy's got this.
Well, then we just have to get a gay for Julian tag going.
There was a gay for Gortha in one too. I was
Really?
impressed.
I missed it.
Damn.
Oh, I sent you screenshots of it.
What's
I'm
a
not that
J
active
word that
on
we
my
could
phone.
give Julian?
J for Julian.
J for Julian.
It's like the GIF and GIF thing.
Exactly.
Or we do just spell with a J, but it's still pronounced gay.
Oh, there we go. We got jeans for Julian.
Jeans for Julian.
Julian is content how he is.
Yeah.
Man, now I
And then
kind
we
of.
have Jack come in.
He'll be your grandpappy.
I want to see
Yeah.
Julian in like a denim robe, like a drobe.
Oh my god.
I would be so hot in the jungle. Holy
Mhm.
I think he would rather die.
he would die.
He's very particular about his looks.
Yeah, he likes his scales the way they are.
Mhm. And denim, it's rough. It'll like scratch him up, make him look all muddy. Mm-mm, no go.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's
Only
fair.
silk.
He needs that silk. Yeah.
What about satin? Would he consider satin?
Maybe.
I think so.
I even feel like a light cotton would be okay, but not a denim.
Mm-hmm.
God, satin in a humid jungle. Or not satin.
Denim?
No, the
Silk?
no, silk would probably be fine.
Silk would
But
probably be
satin, actually, satin would be really bad. I think.
bad. I think satin would stick to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would show all of Julian's curve.
Or
Well,
I'm
good thing
thinking,
he's not in the jungle.
yeah. What is that fabric that you have on pants? The cord pants?
Oh.
Suede.
Suede.
Corduroy?
Yeah, I think it's just called corduroy.
Fuck that. I hate those pants.
I think it's fine if it's like minus 40 out, because they're super warm.
Oh yeah. But not in the summer.
No. I had to wear those to a funeral, and like, it was really
You
warm.
had to wear them to a funeral?
Those were the only black pants I owned.
Oh, I see.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm not a pants guy. I'm like huge into overwear though, like coats and cardigans and like hoodies and jackets. How about you guys? Like, what's your favorite type of clothing to buy?
None.
Anything with pockets. I'm even getting
Yeah.
mad because pajamas don't have pockets, and I wear
Oh,
pajamas all the
really?
time.
They should have
Oh.
pockets.
Yeah, my pajamas
House
have
coat.
pockets.
House coats are amazing. None of mine do. I end up just wearing sweatpants as pajamas, and then just wearing my house coat 24/7.
Oh, I don't think I told you guys, but I had to do my final for scene study, and we had to be costumed for it. And I'm not going to explain the context because I think it's funnier without it. But my costume for half of it was a sport coat and a pair of jeans with my hair tied back. And for the other half, it was leather shorts and a silk kimono.
Nice.
Must have been sweaty.
Yeah, good luck.
I mean, you go soft with the silk and hard with the leather, so... It's like the mullet of fashion.
It's the Gaul outfit.
Chat saying sweatpants, jogging pants, loose-fitting clothes. Oh, Blue the Warlock likes vests. Vests are nice.
Vests are good.
If you can rock a
This
vest...
makes your boobs look good.
Yeah. I think if you can rock a vest, like, you can... It's just a good default look.
I typically default to hoodies because hoodies are kind of like, do you need to cover your head? Do you need to cover your arms? Do you need pockets? So you get a hoodie.
It's like the
But,
cargo
like-
pants of outerwear.
Yeah, but I don't really like wearing hoodies so much because like from a fashion standpoint, I don't like how I look in hoodies because it makes me look like a middle schooler, or like a junior high student. They knock me back to being a teenager look wise. So but I don't know, like I have a turtleneck sweater that I really like. Doesn't have pockets, but I look nice in it, and I get to be warm. It's a bonus.
Nice.
I like buying. Well, I don't like buying clothes in general. It's always a hassle to get me out to do it. But I think if I'm in the mood, I do like shopping for sweaters. Those are always good. And like I look best in like those turtleneck sweaters as well.
Yeah.
I still have clothes that I wear from high school.
Not
Also
gonna
because also because it's like I don't like to shop, so I'm just like, you know what, this has been with me for this long, it's fine. But if I'm in the mood, I do actually like to look for dresses.
Oh.
Because like if you get me on the right day, on the right mood, I do like little sundresses or something.
When the
Sundresses
planet...
are very cute.
Yeah.
There's so many colors and things that you can do. It can be fancy or just, like, ooh, I've never seen that combination before. There's just like really interesting things you can do with
I mean,
little
there's something to
dresses.
be said for like the variety in Western women's clothing versus Western men's clothing.
Absolutely.
Because like for guys, 9 times out of 10 you go to a store and you will have like either a long sleeve shirt or a short sleeve shirt mixed with like hoodies and slacks.
Do you remember when guys' tights were the rage?
Oh
Nice
god.
tights.
When was that?
Yeah.
Ugh.
You don't remember?
No.
That was,
What year was it?
Oh, I think it was when John and I started dating until like 10 years ago.
Oh, 2012?
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw a
they
lot
I
of
don't
my
remember
guys
that,
then.
no.
I remember
Oh.
tight pants. I do remember
Yeah.
the tight pants.
No, these were tights.
Yeah, I think they started coming in about halfway through the whole like skinny jeans thing.
tights.
It didn't take off.
Kind of thing, like the leggings.
Almost.
Okay. No, I don't remember that.
Dingo, I think you also forgot about how much you love harem pants too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love harem pants. That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I love.
pretty-
Yeah. I mean, 2008 was my fucking year. that was pajama fashion was coming in.
Mhm.
I was looking to wear pajama pants to school, and everybody thought you were cool.
That was a good time.
That was a good fucking
man.
year. That was the best. And then I kept doing it, and then it was out of fashion. I'm like, well, I'm gonna keep doing
Yeah. I'm gonna bring this back in 10 years.
Yeah, I want to bring this back because I don't want to get out of my pajama pants.
Yeah.
Pajamas are great.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, no. Pants suck.
I
Yeah,
bought.
Mr. Kilt Man.
Yeah.
Adult man.
You don't even
Oh,
wear
yeah.
pants.
Yeah, you don't even wear pants.
Oh, he hasn't worn his kilt in forever. Please give him a hard time about it.
Yes, please. I need to lose weight so I can wear my kilt again. I'm tired of my thighs devouring fabric.
I don't think that's an excuse. I think you have to own that.
Whatever kilt isn't strong enough to handle.
Exactly.
I mean, I
deserve to be worn.
feel you. All my pants get destroyed by my fucking thighs. So
Like you're walking around one day and you feel like a little bit rough patch on your skin, and you'll look and like the inseam is just destroyed.
it's eaten
It's
up.
either
I know.
that or you've worn it out just below that inseam to such a thin degree you can feel a breeze.
Yep.
Ah, yeah.
Chub rub, I believe it's called.
Mm.
I'm learning a lot of things today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thick
Things we
thighs
didn't
save
know.
lives,
I didn't
but
wanna
thick
know.
thighs are also
Yeah.
pants demise.
Things. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Velma's having some trouble. These kids are running wild.
Running wild. It looks like they're running in circles. Just put a stick out.
Catch them. Yeah, just trip. Yeah, stick your leg out.
Oh no, not like a stick. Right at head height.
Clothesline them.
This is a literal cowboy. Or cowgirl, I guess.
Aw.
So they've got a lasso somewhere. Yeah. There we go. Just make sure to go for the legs, not the head. That might be a terrible dog running on the leash moment.
Look at this animation.
It's like you go up to their mom and just be like, "Are you giving me permission to beat the shit out of your kids?" Say
I've
it.
been waiting my whole life for an opportunity like this.
Yeah, please say it.
alright, you guys, I gotta go get ready for work.
Okay.
Alright, thank you so much for joining us, Puddles.
Thanks for coming
No
by.
worries.
Yeah.
You guys have a good time, okay?
Yeah. Have to
You
work.
too. If you're gonna
Thank
ask
you.
us to do it, then you have to as well.
I don't want to say anything because as soon as you say something, the opposite happens about work. So
So if we wish you a shitty night,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'll
we
be
should.
then?
I'll take it.
Okay.
There you go.
I hope
terrible
you
thing.
trip on a chair leg.
I probably. That's
I
seriously.
hope you don't win $1 million in some weird fluke incident.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right.
All right.
You
We
guys.
love you.
Bye.
Love you
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
John, are you sticking around?
Yeah, I'll stick around for a little bit,
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
but I'm gonna turn my mic off in a moment and say goodbye to my wife.
That's
That's
fair.
Okay. People
Yo,
in the
what?
chat, think of like questions to ask John for when he gets back.
Exactly.
Gorthan questions.
It's very rare that you get Gorthan on a stream.
Yeah, he's hard to catch.
Mm-hmm.
He's a slippery
Yeah,
motherfucker.
exactly.
Yeah. You don't know this, but like every day he oils himself up before he leaves.
Like a greased pig.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Just in anticipation that maybe he'll have to.
Yeah,
get to it.
maybe today's the day, you don't know.
Or he'll
I
just
wish
have
it-
to avoid the law.
I want so bad to tell people about that one thing that we wrote into the module, but it's like I can't because it's a spoiler and I can't talk about.
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yep.
It's okay. When the module's out, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a lot of streams when that shit's out.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
want to get the crew together for a one-shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run it for my Twitch plays for Stream Sakai. Not the whole thing, but I'm gonna do a one-shot in the Fool's Gold universe as part of the plot.
Mm. Are we playing our characters, you think? Or do you think we'll do different characters?
I don't know. For Stream Sakai, like if I'm running it, it all depends. But if we have a stream with like Felix DMing, I think it would be fun to do different characters, and then he gets to control our old ones.
We get to play as Spips and Bothy. I'll be
There we
Spips
go.
and you be Bothy.
Gosh. Yeah.
And I'll just be Aaron.
Aaron!
That is funny because like I watch like Game Grumps and Aaron will be like, I love Arena. And I'm like, what? And then he'll be talking about like
Like girl Aaron?
his, like like his alternate persona, anime girl.
Ah.
Oh, there we go.
So I think it's funny.
I'll play Eric.
I think it's Eric. Yeah.
He's really into sports. Man, I'm so happy that they played Sam and Max on Game Grumps.
I only watched.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, whenever Danny plays one of those old point-and-click adventures, I melt because that's so much nostalgia for him.
He's having such a good time.
Yeah.
I always love when they're playing like Wheel of Fortune because I like watching Danny not have a good time.
The suffering.
Oh, I like it when they play Monopoly because then you get to see the rare angry Danny.
Yeah, or when they're ever trying to play like a sports game and Aaron is just fucking around for the shit of it, and you watch Danny get like actually mad.
Oh, did you watch them play cricket?
No.
They played cricket and Danny kind of figured it out.
Kind of figured out how cricket works.
Yeah, it's an amazing
Good for
feat.
him.
Cause like,
No.
okay, so
No human knows. Nobody knows
The
how to play
British,
cricket.
the British really guard that secret.
how
They
do you
really
think cricket works?
I think it's also Australian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Indian.
Yeah.
When...
You hit a ball.
Yeah,
Usually that's how it goes.
With a paddle.
Yeah.
but it's in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's how you
Yep.
play.
And sometimes the wicket is sticky, and that's not good.
Oh, that's a weird fucking sentence, yeah.
You never heard of sticky wicket?
I've heard
I
it.
have.
I didn't know it
Yeah.
was a cricket thing.
Oh yeah, no, a sticky wicket is a cricket term. I have no idea what cricket term it means, but it is
Yeah.
used in cricket.
Huh. The weird fun facts we find.
Yeah. No, I think you're supposed to knock down like these 3 sticks behind the batter if you're the pitcher. But like they're tiny sticks. So how are you and you have to get past the batter too, so how are you going to knock them down?
I mean,
don't know.
cricket is a mystery that no human shall ever figure out. It's just one of those wild treasures of the world that it just hasn't been uncovered on how it actually
yeah.
works.
They make it
No.
up as they go along.
Yeah, no
It's
human
actually
in this
improv.
world actually knows the rules. They're just fucking with you the entire time. so
Exactly.
we will not find out on this stream. We will not be able to figure it out.
Yeah. It's like Atlantis.
Someone in chat's going to make an off-brand sips and call them straw.
Slurps.
Slurps.
Oh, there we go. We play different versions of sips and just call it something different.
Everybody's a sips.
Welcome to my hell. I feel like, yeah, I just like everybody plays a different off-brand sips. I play an off-brand sips, and then eventually at the end I bring in actual sips, and he's just like, "What the actual fuck is going on?"
And then it's a TPK.
Yeah, and then it's on GBK. It's funny.
Looks at. Sorry.
No, you
Sips
go.
just
No,
looks
you
like
go.
all the copies of himself, and it's just like this looks like free and easy therapy. Starts killing himself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I've been waiting forever for this.
He walks up to each of us and just says, "Stop killing yourself. Stop killing yourself."
It's like, oh man, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
That was something from like Twitter. Somebody made a actual like piñata.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh my god.
That was
yeah.
amazing. That shit was amazing. And like my initial reaction was like, yeah, Sips would be like, oh hell yeah, I get to beat the shit out of him first. For dibs.
Man, I really appreciate just the vast amount of fan art that people make of Fool's Gold.
I think it's crazy what like you know the pinata or like somebody else is making like an actual gothy doll, and it's like wow.
Yeah.
Like not only do you choose to make like a fan thing, but you just choose like the wildest one you could make. That's awesome.
There's a guy on TikTok that he did balloons. of
That's
all-
right.
Oh, yeah.
It was insane.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I love stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's crazy.
And then we got sent soap once. Remember?
Yes!
Yeah. I got the soap.
I actually, I just used mine up.
Yeah, me too.
oh, I can't. I like look at it and I'm like, I can never touch it.
You
It
just want to
must
preserve it forever?
I have to preserve it. Yeah,
man.
I feel like I have to preserve it. Cause somebody like I don't know. I get stuck around those things sometimes. I'm like,
Mhm.
Aw,
no.
you're sentimental like that, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, this lizard tripped on a rock. And you fell onto another rock.
You gotta watch out for them rocks, they're crafty.
Yeah.
Crafty bastards.
They come out of nowhere.
I mean, yeah,
Oh.
she
That
slipped
rock
on.
jumped out of nowhere!
She sat on another rock. Okay, do we say everything will be okay, or you should toughen up?
Show that rock.
Show that rock what for?
Mm-hmm.
You should toughen up. It's not that bad. But it hurts. I don't think that was the right answer.
Damn it. Like, don't be a little bitch.
I'm
Man,
sorry
we're being
that it hurts.
We're being so chaotic tonight. Normally we're wholesome and we're just talking about nice things. Stage is like all like just for
Yeah.
Carson's stream, we're all just being really
Exact-
off the wall.
I think it's because this game is
Oh.
wholesome.
I don't know, I'm
Counterbalance.
usually at this level.
True.
I was
Aw.
thinking about it. I was thinking about it when we were talking about the live stream stuff. Of like, yeah, I don't think I've ever actually. I don't think I could ever play Sips live realistically, like the way I played him in the campaign.
Mm.
Like, I don't think I could ever like actually get to the way I played him because like.
Well,
don't know.
he's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Well, and also like the thing about live stream stuff is there's a time limit.
Yeah.
And I know I need to move things forward.
Yeah.
But like when we played in the campaign, if we got stuck on something, it would be fine. We'd be like, fuck it, and we just like
Yeah, we can come back next time.
come back next time and you know stuff like that. But like Sips could actually like pull back and be like, yeah, I'm not going to engage right now because I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys could carry everything forward because I trust you guys. But I could never.
Oh, you trust us?
play.
Big mistake.
Yeah. One thing I really appreciated was when we fucked up Dread's world.
Yeah.
Like we sought out to cause the chaos to reach a critical threshold, and we did that in half an hour.
I do
Okay,
find
so-
it. Oh no, you go.
I was gonna say I find it funny how you choose to like you kind of go soft on people when you're playing Sips. When I'm playing Gothy in someone else's game, like fuck yeah, I get to be the chaotic one now. I am way more fiendish playing in other people's games than I am in Felix's games because I'm normally the voice of reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm the opposite because when we're doing live, I don't want Sips to stop everyone. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and also when I'm playing with strangers, I don't know how they're gonna react to him, so I have to be very careful of like, well, I'm sorry, he's a jerk, but he's not completely a jerk, you know. It's
I'm
like,
pretty sure they know he's a jerk, and that's like they're not gonna be surprised.
well, not everybody knew who he was, so that's why I have to be careful.
Yeah, I
but
guess you have to treat it as advertising, I guess.
that's why I just don't play him on live streams, like.
Mm-hmm.
At all. Where eventually I kind of decided, like, you know what, the only times I'll play him is if I'm playing with you guys, because you guys know how to handle him.
Yeah.
And he has I have a much better time bouncing off with you guys for that. Unless I know I'm in a group that already knows the character and understands he's just chaos incarnate. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
with some edge.
Similarly, Gothy isn't quite as much fun, I think, with other groups because, like, Gothy is a deadpan character, and she's like the punctuation at the end of a sentence, right?
Mhm.
So she needs really crazy people in order to bounce off of, so that her deadpanness and her snarkiness is extra funny because it's in commenting something that Sips Arena did. And if you have other characters in the scene who are just like wholesome and cute, she doesn't have as much ammunition to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I tend to play more wholesome characters if I'm doing a live stream with some people.
I'll play Arena if asked, but I genuinely just like the process of creating characters.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, it is also fun to just be like, who am I gonna be this time?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was in a stream where it was the multiverse of mothers. It was a Mother's Day one shot. And I'm
Huh.
like, okay, what kind of mom am I gonna make? And
That would be a lot of fun.
I love themed D&D because then you get to like I like to be like, okay, how am I gonna fuck up this theme? How am I going to make something that like works but shouldn't?
Yeah, it comes in left field, but still works with the world.
Yeah. Like for the multiverse of moms, like everyone came from like their planet or like their city or whatever. Mine came from a storybook.
That's nice.
Yeah. Where did you get the name idea for Dingo Doodles? Asks Blue.
Oh, me? It has to do with my nickname that I got in college, Dingo. And then Doodles just was like, oh, I need to just chill out and doodle stuff. So that was pretty much that whole idea. It's just like Dingo and Doodles, and ta-da!
Well, because you were originally Electric Bunny.
Yeah, Electric Bunny comics.
Where'd that come from?
But from a dream. No, that was actually the logo came first.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because I like the idea of a like electric socket with bunny ears and a voltage in between. I thought that was cool. And then I was like, what the? Okay, I guess that's Electric Bunny. And I grew up with like 50 rabbits, so rabbits and bunnies were just like in my life at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it just kind of naturally was there. But yeah, logo came first.
It's always cool when that happens, where like you make something cool and then it's like, wait a minute.
What if I actually did it?
Mhm.
Like, yeah. So I always wanted to make a webcomic. Like, well, not always. Like, mid-high school.
Yeah, well, like when we went to college was kind of the golden age for webcomics, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, it's like 2008 to 2000
I would say,
14.
yeah, 2014, 2015 was when they started to cool off.
Yeah, I would say they started to cool off by then. But yeah, that was when it was like in the hot times, and I started on Facebook doing comics for like my high school actually. Like I used to just make comics about my friends. But the funny thing was that they were like a full story. It was about a zombie apocalypse.
Wow.
And I don't remember how many pages I did. I think I did like 50 something pages. But I would update it and put on my Facebook page, and then people in the school would come up to me and be like, I really like that comic you did.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, I was like building up an audience in my high school of people being like, wow, that was really funny. Like, when's the next page?
That's
Aw,
so funny.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I stopped doing it, and then my friends have never let it down. They're always like, so when are you gonna finish it? And I'm like, fuck you. It's from 2012. I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It was my experimentation comic.
Yeah.
But then that was kind of like building and understanding how comics work, so that I was like, okay, I'm gonna start webcomics. And
Well, comics are a really interesting storytelling medium because
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like making an animatic, but like you have even less. I would say it's almost like storyboarding.
Yeah.
yeah, it's essentially storyboarding, and then but within the medium you can tell a story with the actual frames, which I think is interesting, where in like animatics you can't really do that because the frame is like the screen that you're looking at, unless they do like I break through the
Yeah,
the
they
window.
pull a Deadpool.
Yeah, they pull a Deadpool or something, but that's rarer. But with comics, like the actual panels themselves can tell the story of like, oh, if the panel doesn't exist there, it can be like in a more open space, or like the actual lines that are in the panel can be all wavy and shaky and show something off. You know, like I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking about that today. About how, like, because I was seeing that thing around Twitter where it was just like the state, like, talk about something about your profession that people
okay.
don't know, or something that would blow people's minds. And I didn't post this one, but I was writing at some point. I was writing down the idea of like, aside from like as long as you are able to kind of like, as long as your audience is able to understand what you're trying to say, there are no rules for comics. Like there's no like, oh, all comics have to be like this. You know, even things like, do you want to use speech bubbles? Do you want to use panels? Do you want to use like any of that stuff? All of those rules can be broken. It's as long as it's legible and understandable, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, it's all about understanding those rules and then learning how to break them, like the 180 rule.
Yes.
Like I broke that on episode 25 because I knew how it worked, but then I broke it so that it would actually change the scene completely.
Yeah, like you have to
over so you
understand.
knew you were talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think that's one of the first things we learned in school was like, yeah, you're learning this so that you can be cool and break them later.
Yeah, it's like essentially these are groundwork so that you can break it later.
Yeah, because like if you violate the 180 rule and don't have any intent behind it, it just looks crappy and no one
It
likes
just
it.
confuses people.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like,
you have to know why you decided to break the rule in that moment.
Exactly.
It can't just really be an accident.
Yeah, and if it is an accident, whatever. But it's like, if there's intent, then it's actually something that works. Then when people go, well, I don't like that because I don't know why, and it's like because that doesn't work because they didn't understand the rule and they didn't understand how to break it.
Well, and that's why I think it's really important to take a look at the stuff that you like and break it down into why you like it. Like what techniques were used. It's sort of like how everyone's art is going to look like their influence. It's going to be a mishmash of what they like because that's how they learn to develop as an artist. Like, I don't know, as an example, like, you can really see the One Piece influences in Avery's art. And it's just because, like, Oda has some masterful techniques that just translate really well into Avery's style.
But it is also legitimately because I spent like a good year of my life just copying that style as best as I possibly could, and so some of it is legitimately ingrained into how I draw. But it is funny how sometimes you know you can if you walk all the way around the earth, you're eventually gonna end up right back where you started. And sometimes, even though I haven't drawn One Piece now I'm drawing One Piece characters again for like fan art reasons. But like, it is kind of funny being like, wow, this character, you can totally see that I watched or read or watched One Piece when I was younger. Still do.
I think mine would be I don't know how much I did of that, but like definitely Inuyasha is a huge part of my art, and EBZ.
And why you like harem pants so much?
Absolutely. EBZ, I mean, harem pants and Inuyasha, they both have puffy pants. Like, yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah, I see a lot of Toriyama in the way that you draw eyes.
Totally. Yeah, and also,
noticed
that is true. Oh, that's true. Oh, I'm not realizing that.
Yeah.
So that's one thing is that when I'm drawing in your style, if I'm trying to copy you as close as I can, I have to be mindful that your bottom lash connects to your top lash wraps around the side of the eyes and connects to the bottom lash typically for you.
Well, not usually. Like usually there's a lash underneath.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like
there's a hole in between.
Yes, your lash but your lash wraps around the backside of the eye.
Yeah,
and then comes close to the bottom of the lash.
Yeah.
And that's a Toriyama thing. That's a Dragon Ball thing. But in One Piece, they don't do that. It's a top layer and a bottom layer, and they don't touch each other.
No.
And
I totally noticed with you. Yeah.
And sometimes it is with with the girls it's different, but with the guys it's like they don't connect each other. They're totally separated. So that's very funny that it's like, oh, that's why mine is that way and yours is that way. That's very funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to remember where my big goofy eyes came from. I mean, it was mostly from like one. I remember specifically two webcomic artists gave me that inspiration was Abby Howard.
Yeah.
And the other one is, I don't know her. It sucks because I keep trying to find her, but I can't. And she had a DeviantArt account, and she did a Nuzlocke, a Nuzlocke comic.
Yeah.
And it was the funniest shit I've ever read. And it was in the style that I used to draw in, which has morphed into my own style. But I remember copying her shit and like actually like grabbing it and like to practice, I trace over her stuff just to feel it. Which I highly recommend to other artists, is to just like, don't post and be like, I made it, it's so original. It's like, no, just trace over that shit just so you can feel how they draw it.
Yeah.
Which eventually you'll figure out how to draw it yourself. So
Exactly. Like
It's about the muscle memory of it.
that's exactly it. Like if you ingrain it into the way that you draw, like you'll eventually stop noticing that you're doing it. Like Ego Raptor was actually one of my biggest style influences, and I spent an entire year, well, like a school year, for my animation course, just drawing like him to see like how it worked. And yeah, it just, you can kind of see it in the way that I draw my logo, where it's just like pastel or like really vivid colors in bubbly shapes. And I don't know, I like soft things. I'm a soft boy.
Well, and you can tell you like the 90s with those 90s colors.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah,
God.
And you're a big Studio Trigger fan. That's very evident. I think even just when you lean on your hard black, like I know you color with a lot of hard black instead of using just like shading, like you shade with black.
Yeah. No,
That
and
feels very Trigger.
that's up, because, I mean, when I was in school, I was deep in my trigger phase. So I think because those two coincided with each other, that kind of led to it. Because, like...
I definitely
Oh, go for it.
I was just gonna say, I definitely remember, like, trying to copy Inuyasha's style, too.
Yeah, the art style that I'm trying to, I guess, because I'm going back into trying to draw a bit more, because I gotta have a survival job between acting jobs. So I want to try and get the panty and stocking style down, because it's sort of like that perfect marriage of Trigger and Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that one's a really fun one, because it does make me think of, like, Powerpuff Girls.
And, like...
It's a very appealing style.
It is. And not only that, but, like, it's... Visually, it's easy to animate. Because it's really blocky, there aren't a lot of moving parts, but it's still incredibly visually appealing.
I wonder if you could do, like, in the vein of your voice acting work, I wonder if you could do, like, impressions, and then maybe do, like, cameo stuff. Where you do, like, your best impression of that dude from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yugi Boy! That guy.
Ooh, Yugi Boy!
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or even, like, James from Team Rocket. I bet you could do those.
Oh, I could probably do James.
Do birthday shout-outs as James from Team Rocket.
Happy birthday. You... or, like, prepare for trouble and make it double to protect the world from your birthday. Just something lame like that. I was only paid $8.
If you did stuff like that, I bet you would also be keeping up your practice, because then you'd be doing that thing where you're trying to hear your own voice to make sure that you're matching it, because you know, I'm sure they tell you that's probably like lesson 1 of voice acting. Your voice in your head is deeper than the voice outside.
Absolutely.
People actually hear. And I wonder, like, if you get better at voice acting, does that disappear? That sort of.
Well, it's funny you say, because, like, when I hear myself recorded, it's just like the voice in my head. And it's been like that for a long time. I don't think it's been, like, forever, but I think it's been like that since, like, at least for the last, like, 5 years.
That's interesting. I definitely notice that I sound... I sound, in my head, I have a deeper voice. And then, but I think that's typical. It's just how it is because it's closer to my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, yeah, and your ears, it's the way your voice vibrates.
Yeah.
But so Carson, you were saying that because of voice acting, you're noticing how your voice actually sounds. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, because I've noticed that with myself since I've done
and
videos.
Not only that, but like, I can kind of. It's a weird way to say it, but I can picture in my body where my voice is coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that, especially when you're doing something specific. That it's like, okay, I need to be lower in my gut for this. Oh, the back of my throat for that. Top of my throat for that.
Yeah, it's just, I think I visualize it as like a little ball, right? And I'm thinking like, okay, where do I want this ball? And it's like, I want this in like my coccyx, so that my voice is like a bit more deep, and you know, I'm using the muscles in my back a little bit more. And then, you know, if I have my head voice, I imagine that ball moving up.
That's super fascinating, and I'm sure that's also a thing where gender plays into it, because I know that things like, I was just listening to a video today about head voices and chest voices in relation to singing, and the fact is that women, we can't achieve the same vocal range that men do, because we literally can't open that section of our throat the same way men can, because they have that Adam's apple or something like that. I don't know the specifics of it, and I'm just heavily paraphrasing it. But it is interesting that it'd be like, yeah, in your thing, you might be like, yeah, I'm gonna put it into my voice into my back or up into my nose. And for women, it might be like, if I want to do the same thing you do, I might need to actually like, it might be totally different, where I have to visualize these things, and where I might have to like emphasize those muscles in order to get to a certain voice. Not that I could ever achieve your baritone.
Yep.
It's it's a really interesting practice, because like, it also involves moving muscles that you didn't even know that you could move. Like moving your voice box higher in your throat. It's how I learned how to do the girl voice, where because I have that Adam's apple as a physical cue, so if I move my Adam's apple up into the back, then I can achieve a breathier, higher-pitched voice. And it's like, I learned that by trying to do voices and just feeling my throat.
That's interesting. I actually was, when I was trying to figure out how to achieve a deeper voice, for the point of just like voice acting or playing certain characters that that would have a deeper voice. Like if I'm playing D&D and I want to play a character that's a guy, maybe I want to achieve a deeper voice so that I feel like I'm doing the character more justice. And I was legitimately looking at videos on how teaching trans masks how to lower their voice and how they do it without using like testosterone and stuff. And it's just a matter of like, it's kind of like gulping, or even just like the exercises that they do. And I just think that's really interesting and fascinating.
Yeah, well, the way that I learned was the same way that trans femmes learn, where... So there are two ways. There's the swallow method, which is something that you don't want to do too much with like physicality. But essentially you swallow halfway, and then your Adam's apple is going to be really high. So you kind of train your throat to make your Adam's apple go like that all the time. A lot of people, they do it the dangerous way, where they will press on their Adam's apple. And, you know, that gives you the sound that you're looking for, but it's not really healthy, and can cause lasting damage. Yeah.
I think I've heard that for transmax, what you can do is you can like hum, and you hum lower on the bass scale. Like you're going your do re mi, and you're just humming as low as you can go, and then you try to speak after you've hit that low hum. So you're kind of relying on the vibration to take you somewhere a little bit lower, and then that's when you start to articulate. I gotta go back into those videos and look at them again.
Yeah.
Because I think they'd be fun exercises to do when I'm just wandering around my house doing dishes.
Yeah.
So are we gonna practice that on stream?
Do it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, oh yeah, Carson, why don't you try to explain to John how to do
The
a
girl
feminine
voice?
voice?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what you do is you swallow, but you stop halfway, and you sort of feel where your Adam's apple is halfway through the swallow. And you have to figure out how to make your throat do that without, like, being in the swallow, because then you can't say anything, right? The other way, the dangerous way that I don't recommend, is to press your fingers onto your Adam's apple in the mid-swallow and then start talking. I will do it for demonstration purposes.
Which one, the former or the latter?
What do you mean? Oh, sorry. I will demonstrate the pushing on the Adam's apple thing. So like,
Okay.
Normally, I have trained my voice so that I could raise my Adam's apple like this, right? But if I swallow halfway
and press right here, it's the exact same voice, but I can maintain it without having to put any effort on my throat because I'm holding it there, right?
That's really interesting that I can hear the difference.
yeah.
That's crazy.
The other one
Wait.
sounds almost more tinny, almost more like you're talking through a tin can in a way.
Exactly.
Nope. No. Adam's apple is free to float. The thought of pushing on it just bugs me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like the thought of a sounding rod. Ugh, no.
Can you do your best feminine voice with just on your own, John?
Wait, which? What?
Like do your best. Like I am playing a female character in D&D. Here is my high female voice.
Not today. I'm sorry. I'm actually recovering from a sore throat or
Totally fair.
Yep.
I lost my voice. What was it? Like mid last week, and I've only just started getting it back.
Oh man.
So
No, then you don't fall for peer pressure.
Yeah.
The other way to do it, actually, is if you can do a Kermit the Frog impression, just placing that a bit further back in your throat and a bit higher.
Kermit the Frog here.
Yeah, I can't do a Kermit impression, so I had to rely on the other method, but...
I can't either.
Nope. Sorry, not gonna try.
How do you swallow halfway? How can I explain this? So, like...
Oh, see that part? Yeah, the swallowing halfway part I get, and I'm sure if my throat still wasn't sore and screaming at me like I was choking down sandpaper, then yeah, I'd definitely give it a try.
Yeah, Miluiel in chat's asking how you swallow halfway, and I don't know how to explain it, because it's like, you swallow, but you stop before the swallow's done. But that's not helpful.
Just kind of try to hold it there, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about going halfway, it's about not releasing that muscle. Like, hold it there? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the way that I do the deeper voice is, how can I explain that? I place the sound, so if naturally my voice is coming from, like, my nose or, like, wherever it's resonating, I try to imagine it going a bit lower, as though it's, like, a ball of energy that's going towards, like, my pelvic area. So as it goes down, I can go a bit deeper, and, I feel like... Sorry, I'm doing it right now to try and figure out how to explain it. But I find that my body tenses a little bit more. And, if I go even lower, I find that it's resonating from, like, the bottom of my throat, too. And I don't think I can go lower than this, but, yeah.
Pretty impressive, though.
I hate that I can't explain it, though.
I think I kind of get it. The thing with doing deep voices for me that I struggle with is I have a hard time trying to do a deep voice and not yelling. Like there's something about like if I want and I don't really want to try it right now because it's like I don't want to. I live in an apartment complex and I don't want to start yelling. But it's like when I try to play, especially the one character who I play in my D&D campaign, who is a really big linebacker guy, and he would talk in like a big Reinhardt bellowing, just taller all the time. I have a really hard time expressing his voice without yelling. And I never want to yell, so I never feel like I can get his voice.
Yeah. It's interesting because like different people have to do different things to achieve that too. I don't think that there's like one standardized way.
Yeah, I mean, I had to fucking do last episode with Godric, and it was like a pain in the ass.
Yeah, actually, like Fool's Gold must have been like really fun to explore different character voices. Like maybe I'm not hearing it correctly, but like the Four Claimers kind of have like a bit of a South African accent going on, and like
They have something. They got something. It's like I tried to make them have an accent that was like you can't properly identify it because it's like it sounds like it could be definitely African, but it also could be East European. It goes a little bit into like French sometimes. It's like whatever the fuck my throat wants to do that day. But it's like the whole process of Fool's Gold has definitely taught me how to do different ranges of voices and to really push understanding that stuff because it's like I have to. Like I have to because it's only me and it's very confusing if you can't differentiate the voices unless you have visual cues, but sometimes in the writing there aren't. When I want a character to say something off screen when another character's on screen, so I gotta make sure that there's somewhat of a difference. And my biggest fucking problem is when Gothi and Zanu talk to each other. Those are my biggest problems. And I was just like, God damn it. So I mean, at least Zanu has an echo. So that's something that helps. But yeah, it's because they both are like that monotone. But I try to make Gothi a bit more animated. More emotional because she has been in the environment where she would learn that. So
it's also about the cadence too. Like they don't talk at the same rhythm. And I think you're right. Like I remember saying this to you when you first showed me the videos of Godric, and I said to you, I'm like, that accent does so much because it does. I think that accent really takes his voice. I think that it actually does help his voice be deeper, being in that accent. And I don't know if it's just a subconscious subliminal effect, but I think it actually does really take his voice lower. And I do think that certain accents do just require you, in certain languages, just do require you to place your voice in different places. Like anybody who's ever spoken French, if it's not your first language, you understand how French just tosses everything into like that back upper part of your throat.
Yeah.
Like almost the top of your mouth area, right to the back, and into your nose. So I think that you smartly giving Godric and all the Four Claimers that accent really helped.
Which is good. I'm glad it was like a bet. I won the bet.
It worked. You had a good sixth sense about it, and it paid out for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, Kindred has a good question. I'll let you finish, Dingo, though.
No, it's okay. You keep going, because I was about to go off topic, so it's fine.
But Kindred says, like, how do you start learning voice acting? And between the two of us, it's completely different.
Yeah.
So, like,
you start.
Yeah, no, I started learning voice acting by taking courses, and essentially, like, I took this course by a guy named Brendan Hunter. He was the voice of I believe it was Baby and Tien in Dragon Ball, like OG Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball GT for each of them. And essentially, like, what I learned was where to place your voice in your body and what physicality does to the production of your voice. So, like, when you, like, an easy one is, like, when you smile. Your voice sounds different when you smile. Versus like when you're neutral or when you frown. And you can... I used to use that as a tactic when I was working at Toys R Us to get people to leave the fucking store. Because I use my power for evil. Because if I... At the very beginning, when I did the 15-minute announcement, I smiled, and I was like, "Attention Toys R Us shoppers, the store will be closing in 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes left to complete your shopping. Thank you." And I finished on a high note. But then once I got to the closing announcement, I frowned and I finished on a low note. So it was like, "Attention Toys R Us shoppers, the store is now closed. Please bring all of your final purchases to the checkout to complete your shopping. Thank you."
You do sound mad.
Yeah.
You do sound. You are just like, you do just sound like you're saying in the most like, in the most customer service way, "Get the fuck out! I want to go home."
And that all that was just changing the way that my mouth was. And ending on a lower note. But,
Well, and putting in that push from your gut to the top of just like...
Yeah, well, and like that's subconscious, because
Yeah.
I want people to fuck off, but
Yeah.
and then I'm currently going to school for acting in general. We're learning naturalistic acting, but my voice and speech class, we're starting character voice and dialect now, so... But what I learned in my current voice and speech class is actually, before you start voice acting, you should try and like limber your body up. So I started doing stretches, like a full body roll down and roll up, just stretching my arms, doing some vocal warm-ups for articulation, like vocal trills like just to loosen things up, or like pretending that you're chewing. And all that stuff really helps your vocal range in the moment just get ready to do voices, because voice acting is really strenuous. It does a lot to you.
It can be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like singing for hours and hours. It's like you're pushing your muscles, and it's breathing exercises, and it's everything.
Yeah, and actually keeping your breath engaged is really important too. One thing that we learned was how to drop into your breath. You know, when you talk or like when you're singing, you really want to finish the line that you're on. So you'll talk until you're out of breath and you have to take a big gasp. Like, I don't know if you've experienced it where like you're doing karaoke and like you get to a line of the song and the line's not over, but you're kind of done. So
Yeah, you're trying to time it. You're trying to time it.
Yeah.
You're like, wrap this up.
But one thing that we're learning is just how to keep the breath engaged so that instead of running out of breath, you can just naturally refill.
Interesting.
And it's all just about being engaged with how your body's working.
I certainly have noticed how much posture matters in voice acting, because sometimes I'll be sitting on the couch and we'll all be playing Ace Attorney and we'll take turns voice acting. And if I'm too slouched over, I have to like actually readjust myself to sit up straight, because I can't do the voices, or I can't even feel like I can read it right unless I'm like actually giving my, like, I'm sure if I'm laying down on my side or leaning back too far, I'm literally closing up some of those vent ways. So I have to lift myself back up again to open everything up so I can find voices, or even just be able to speak properly.
But yeah, so I have a bit more formal training, but what about you, Dingo? Like, what was your exploration like?
Yeah, first of all, you learn how to tolerate your voice.
Yes.
Because you fucking hate it at the beginning, I will tell you. It took me a year or two to be like, okay, I actually think my voice is tolerable, and then eventually, like, I'm 5 years into this, or 6 years now almost, and it's like, damn, I have an awesome voice.
Yeah,
I like my voice.
nice.
I'm like when I
Progress.
do like a really like stern voice, I'm like, damn, I'd kiss my voice. Like, I am attractive. So, that's gonna take time, just in general. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing that you were saying is like, yeah, you gotta learn how you breathe and all that stuff. I've definitely learned how to scream properly, because screaming is really tough.
It has
people
to come
don't-
from like a certain part of your body, otherwise you'll fuck up your voice.
Yeah, it's actually like from your like mid gut. That you scream.
If you're using your throat, like you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and I only use my throat. Like I choose to do it. If I decide to do a scream that's with my throat, but that has to be something very specific. Like that's usually like an arena scream where it's really high pitch. It's like, like stuff like that. Or sometimes I can avoid the throat with hers, but it really depends on how much emotion I need into it. Because if it's just raw, I will go fucking raw.
Yeah.
If I need a character to scream raw, I'll just do it, and then I'll just go through the consequences. But I always have a cup of water with me.
Yes.
And I'm not going to do it so much that I can feel myself being like I'm not gonna push too hard.
Well, and it can't really be
like...
cold water either. Like I find that
it's
room temperature water is
Yeah, room is the best. You don't want to do cold because then it'll just distrain your vocal cords. But yeah, and I've done it where like I've also screamed. I usually scream at the end because I don't want to use up my vocal cords for the whole thing like halfway through, and then you're just dead for the rest. I've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
And I mean I pushed through it and it was fine, but definitely I remember being like, ooh, I shouldn't have done that. I should just wait for the screaming at the end and do that. But sometimes you're so much into the script and into the moment that you just do it. Other things I've learned. Well, I mean, a lot of it was just testing. I mean, for anybody who watched the series, it's like you can see from the first video to the 5th video to the 10th video to the 15th video. It's like these little milestones of me pushing myself and being more comfortable with myself, and being okay to just be like, no, I am cringe, but it's fine. I just gotta do it.
Gives me power.
Embrace the cringe, because it is a little cringy to like scream in Felix's parents' house when everybody's gone to try to record a line of like agony and sorrow or whatever. But yeah, and then learning about the new voices, the other voices, or not new, but like how to build unique cadences, like you guys said, is essentially just feeling it out. And yeah, I find that some people ask me about like, well, how do you voice act for certain emotional scenes, and it's like you just, unfortunately, it's one of those things where it's like you have to just feel the moment 100%.
Yeah,
and
like I'll go for it.
No, I was gonna say, and usually I kick Felix out. Because usually he comes, we record at my parents' house, and we have to drive there, and he comes in with me into my dad's studio, and we just kind of, I record, and then he's there. But sometimes when I'm like, I'm in an emotional moment, like, get out. Like, I need you out, because I'm not, even if you're there, I'm gonna, and you're cool, it's just like, I'm subconsciously gonna remember that you're there, and I'm not gonna push myself hard enough, because I feel somewhat embarrassed, even though I know this is what I need to do, but it's still a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
To cry in front of someone like that. So, yeah, and those moments are very precious and important for the script, so I'm like, I can't have anything bother me for this moment, so...
It's also interesting, like, in contrast, because I'm doing a, like, an acting for camera course, being able to reach those emotional highs in a performance in front of people setting has been part of the curriculum. Like, having to learn how to cry, how to be pissed the fuck off, how to scream in frustration or despair has all been in front of multiple people and in presentation setting in a theater in front of an audience. So I feel like, you know, I would be able to do that in front of a bunch of people and just know that that's business. But like, it's interesting that like I was in the same boat where I would have to isolate myself if I was doing funny voices or like trying to reach an emotional level because I didn't want people to know that I was doing that.
Well, it's a bit embarrassing. Like
You
you
just
feel
gotta get
yourself
over it. It's
there.
just the stage
Yeah.
fright.
Yeah, it is a stage fright, and like you're just not used to it, and like for me, I need to be by myself in my head to picture those scenes and to be in those moments, and I'm just not ready. Like I don't have a professional setting like you would,
Yeah.
where I'm not doing this for a company. I'm doing this because I get to just do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to kind of choose the rules, and my rules are get the fuck out.
Well, and I think
Which is yeah.
I think you've established yourself as a professional enough where if you were to be hired for something like that, they would understand that that's your method.
I don't know. I guess. Yeah, it's interesting. Some
They
people
don't
are
need
like,
to be looking at you as long as they can. As long as the recording booth is doing what they want, they don't have to look at you.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think it's just people being present. For some reason, it trips me up. But I mean, it took me a while to just have Felix in the room when I did anything recorded. So I think it'll be a couple more steps until I can actually have him in the room while I scream and cry.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another stepping stone.
Yeah, well, what we went through was a thing called Meisner technique, where it teaches emotional vulnerability and just being available to your scene partner.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially what you do, so the idea is that it's about repetition and noticing behavior. So what you do is you start by noticing behavior or asking a provoking question. So let's say that they look down. I say, you look down, and they repeat. You look down, you look down, you look down, you look down. And then until someone notices another behavior, like, you like that, you like that, you like that, you're looking at my dick, you're looking at my dick. Or like, eventually it gets to a point where there's an emotional reaction that inevitably happens, where something provokes you and you get tagged. And you have to repeat through that. And you're going to cry. And you're going to really hurt yourself. And you have to keep repeating through that. And it's sort of a brute force way into emotional availability. And eventually we do like scenarios where I have to complete an activity with high stakes. Like let's say my mom is dying of cancer and I need to book a flight. And during this whole thing, somebody comes up to me and starts fucking with me. And I'm in this situation where if I don't book this flight, I'm not going to be able to see my mom before she dies. And everything that they do to hinder me from that is destroying me, but I have to repeat through it. And it forces these emotions out in front of other people. And it was a really hard class.
That's like essentially breaking down walls, or like in a constructive way that you just keep beating down the door. You know, like open up, like literally open up, and creating pathways. That's very interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. When we see each other again, if you want, I can put you through a Meisner exercise.
I don't know if I'd feel comfortable with that.
No, that's absolutely fair. Like, even just the basic repetition is just it's a good way to, because I found that my timing actually was made a lot quicker by doing basic repetition exercises and noticing behaviors. Because it doesn't have to go emotionally horrible. It can go like funny, and you have to keep repeating through laughing.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's sort of like, you know, I remember one time I threw a fucking heater at a guy, because he, essentially what happened was, I was told to ask him a provoking question, and I had a good relationship with the guy. Not past tense, I still have a good relationship with him, we're still friends.
Okay, so this is not like in the scene you have a good relationship, it's like in real life.
Yeah, in real life we have a good relationship. But in the exercise, I had to ask a provoking question. And during our performance of the Laramie Project, he messed up incredibly badly to the point where we skipped an entire, like, 15-minute scene because he lost his place in the story. And we just had to roll with it because it was live.
Yeah.
So I asked him, do you understand what you did to everyone during Laramie? And that took him aback, and he had to repeat it. And then that's sort of... It's interesting, because it made him understand an emotional level that he had in a safe environment where afterwards we stood up and we shook hands, and I said, Andrew, I'm Carson. And then Andrew said, Carson, I am Andrew. And we reset our relationship.
Oh, that's
And-
funky.
Yeah, essentially, by doing that, he unlocked an emotional availability that he didn't have. Which is not for everyone.
Well, especially if it's a provoking question that's supposed to be on their actual character, like themselves, not a make-believe character. Then that's...
Yeah, well, the whole type of acting that we're going into is naturalistic acting, where you are the character. Like, not like...
self-inserted.
Yeah, like, not method acting where, you know, you're like Jared Leto and sent poop to people because you're the Joker. But, like, sort of drawing on personal experiences in order to unlock a level of a character that you need to do. And I think you naturally ended up doing that.
Yeah, well, people naturally do that. Like, writers naturally do that. That's just what kind of happens. Even if you don't want it. It just, like, you find little things that you kind of connect with. Or just, at least you understand. Yeah, that's... I find that in every D&D character I play.
Yeah.
Eventually it morphs into, oh shit, this is my problem.
Oh, damn, this is me again. Crap.
Yeah, I played myself, damn it.
Well, like, even after the fact, with Arena having the abandonment issues, like, that's something that I had after Fool's Gold, and you sort of... I don't know if you accidentally clued in on that.
Well, I kind of, like, reverse engineered her, and that was kind of what I found out. Was just like, oh, okay, this is where that emotion comes from. That's the thing, is that some of the things we couldn't address during the game because we didn't think about it were things that I'm addressing now, because it was just like, well, this is why we chose to do these decisions, instead of us just being like, haha, funny. We just did it. And it's like, all right, so there has to be a fucking reason for this. I can't just have them do it. And just, like, there's no fucking reason other than that, like, they just felt like doing it that day. Because we don't think about it. We're playing D&D. But yeah, all the shit with Sips is definitely like me reverse engineering him and going, ah, fuck, that's where that is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's kind of therapeutic to see that those issues that I had after Fool's Gold presented in Arena in the animated version.
Sure, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you accidentally gave me closure. Congratulations.
There you go. There you go. Writing is a powerful thing.
Who needs therapy when your friend can just make an animated YouTube series about your D&D character, and that accidentally is therapy?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, doing the voice acting is very therapeutic at the moment. A lot of screaming. I like that.
Ironically, Arena is one of your favorite characters to voice act.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, I always have like, you know how a voice actor have those things where they have to get into their character?
Yeah, yeah.
So they always have to say something? It's usually, I usually do the same lines, for each character, like different verses, but like for Arena I go, holy fucking shit, like like, wow, I'm Arena, oh my god, like, wow, and then I instantly get into her character.
Oh, because that's what I have to do with Pegasus and Snake, where we were just discussing this yesterday, where if I go into Pegasus, I have to go like, ooh, and then if I go into Snake, have to go like, huh.
Do you have one for Gothy?
I do. It's not as exciting though. It's literally me going like, I am gothy, I am motherly, da 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 da. Like that's what I do. Like
That's still
yes,
funny though.
it's it's like I have to do that, and then like Sips, I just go fuck, and then I'm fine. And, and then for Jack, I have to do the Southern thing where holy goddamn, I'm Jack, holy hell, you know, hootenanny bullshit, yeah. And then it's like there we go, that's Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yay.
then for other characters, I just like Masika, I have to do I am Masika, and like this is my accent, and like tiny baby hands. There he is. Like
Yeah. There
as soon as I say tiny baby hands, like there she is.
There we go.
found her.
Yeah,
That's very funny.
yeah. You gotta do those little things sometimes, just to find that character. Especially when I'm working on a script that has them talking to each other all the goddamn time.
Mm-hmm.
I know I don't get to count myself in the same category as you two professional voice actors, but if I'm playing a character in a D&D session, it's actually, I think it's sometimes about the posture for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't always do a whole lot with my voice. So, but I have the luxury of sitting across from Dingle with Felix when we're playing D&D. And sometimes I don't even think I need to like explain who I am in a scene. I just need to go from being slouching to sitting upright. And sometimes you guys just seem like you can tell by that.
Yeah.
Who's supposed to be playing.
Yeah, we can usually tell who's who.
Or if I scrunch my eyebrows together, I'm Topa. If I look nervous, I'm Topa.
Yeah.
Well, that's the key. Like getting it into your body and just letting it come over you is the best place to start.
Sometimes when I voice act, I do silly things that nobody will ever see, but essentially like so the last episode, when Sips screamed Arena, like
yeah, I remember you telling me this.
yeah, from the dragon. So I had to do like Arena, but it's like because he starts high and then he goes low because he's really fucking mad. And I was like, okay, I have to do this, and I did it over and over again. And I essentially would do this gesture with my hand, which was like I with my right arm, I'd put all my fingers together, kind of like Mamma Mia kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I would go from my throat. I would like touch my what do they call it, like your clavicle or whatever the fuck bone.
Yeah.
And then I would do like a fucking like gesture, like I'm a fucking opera singer, like Arena. Like it was just like that gesture for some reason put me right where I needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You look like that scene everyone shows. I think it's from Romeo and Juliet or Hamlet, where the guy is like soliloquying with the skull in his hand.
Yeah,
it
looks like
looked
that.
like it looked like you pulled the skull out from under from inside your collarbone, and then just sort of like did a bit of a swoop with your underarm as if you were like kind of bringing it up like a bowling ball swing, and then you had it in your hand like up there presenting it.
Yeah, and then that's how I would scream that, and then like when I was doing the thing of like, did you forget I can control a giant goddamn dragon, is like, I put my arms back, but they're like claw, like hands are like claw, and I'm pushing my chest forward, and I'm just down low, and I'm screaming that. Like it's really, it's like I'm fully into it.
Yeah, you just gotta.
Yeah, and whenever I scream, I feel like sometimes I'm like, maybe you should leave, because if you take off the headphones, because of the studio space, it tings. It's like it's really harsh in your ears, and he's like, ow, that hurt. It's like, yeah, 'cause I'm screaming at full capacity here.
Oh, that's another tip. Like, if you want to do voice acting, invest more in treating your space than equipment.
Yeah.
Because like you can have like okay equipment, but if you make sure that the room that you're recording in is like, it doesn't have any echoes, and the voice that you make is clear, you can kind of get away with it.
Yeah.
I also heard that you can get away with if you want to do your first voice acting and or podcasting, one of the best places you can do it is open up your closet doors, and then set up your setup so that you're talking into your closet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like all of those hanging clothing is gonna be great for dampening extra sound and echoes.
Absolutely, and like if you can put a blanket behind you, that also helps.
Yeah, blankets are great, and if you get like the really not it's like really cheap yellow foam you can get for mattresses. You know, the one that's kind of like spiky and has a bunch of triangles on it, like
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
That's really good. Like literally, I'm lucky where my dad has a studio, but it's still a makeshift studio. It's still his garage. And he kind of like built this thing for me, which is really sweet. It was like a bunch
Aw.
of plywood with what looks like pieces of gym mats on it, kind of this like this wedge looking thing, and then I put some sound foam on it, and I just kind of yell into it with the microphone. But I mean, all my equipment it's just I've been using the same Yeti mic since day one. So it's just a Yeti mic, which was $100 and something, and then yeah, it's really not much. And then I got my laptop and I use Audacity. Like
Yeah.
I really don't use, like, all my shit is very low cost. It's funny, like all my videos are done on like an $80 tablet that Puddles gave me actually.
Oh man.
Or no, I think maybe Puddles gave me that one. I can't remember. Yeah, but oh no, I bought that one, but she gave me another one just in case if this one died, I think. But yeah, just little tablets, like that's all I need.
Yeah,
Not
and
much.
that's like the best place to start. Like, if you want to start booking independent gigs, then that's all you need. If you want to carry your career forward and start working professionally, you need to upgrade your equipment a bit. But like, the biggest thing is making sure that your space is good for your recording, because you can get away with a lot if your space is good.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that Solasta, because we did some voices for Solasta, that they were totally cool with our setup. Because
Yeah.
we even they were just like, well, they did tell us to re-record some things. So they were like, oh, we're getting a bit of echo, and I was like, okay, we'll redo it. But I was still using my Yeti mic, so all that stuff is still
Yeah.
on Yeti.
I mean, I have like the worst space to record. I have a really boxy room with weird angles, and high ceilings and wood floor.
Yeah.
So what I did was I bought some acoustic foam, and I found the tightest corner in my room, like my nook right beside my closet. And I put the foam on the wall, and I bought an isolation shield that goes in front of the microphone, and I opened my closet. And that helps for most of it. Sometimes, if I'm feeling really crazy, I'll put a blanket on top of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'll record from under the blanket.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sometimes I do that too if I get stuck and I gotta do a line at here. So.
And another thing is just exploring what spaces you have available to you. Like, my school is in a theater, and the theater has a costume room. And I know the acting president of the theater company. So I can be like, hey, I need to record some stuff. Mind if I set up in the sewing room? And that has, like, all sorts of fabric. The sound is completely dampened from all angles. So, like, if you know someone with, like, a walk-in closet, you can just ask, like, hey, can I do some recording in your closet?
Bribe them with some cookies.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, legitimately, I've been able to record in spaces by just saying, like, hey, can I make you dinner?
That's a
Yeah,
good
do
deal.
something wild.
Yeah. That's actually one of the biggest things in the industry, just getting to know people.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I know people definitely complain about that in, like, Hollywood and stuff. Like, it's because everybody knows you. It's like, yeah, it is, because humans are like that. Humans really only trust other humans that they know, unfortunately. But that's just how it works, unfortunately. Yeah, but just talk to people. It's the big thing.
exactly. I think.
Yeah, and
Oh, go for it.
if you're playing D&D, you're already doing a lot of great practice on that.
Yeah.
If
Oh
you-
God,
even
yeah.
Even if you think you can only do like maybe one voice or one impression or one accent, like that's all you really need. You just need like something to get your foot in the door or something to just get you comfortable with the process. And I always recommend, again, I'm speaking as somebody who does not get to stand on the same level that you two do. But I always recommend, like, if you want to start an accent or a character, make them a joke first. Like, if you want to start doing a French accent, make the first character just the silliest French man you can do. So then you always get to fall back on it being funny, and you always get to laugh it off. Never wait for your big bad to pull out an accent you've never done before, because you're just making it too hard on yourself. Make everything a joke first, and then you get to be better while you're having fun.
Well, and like Avery, I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit because you're in the exact same position that both Dingo and I were, where you want
the
to
audience
explore
doesn't
this.
The audience doesn't know if I
Well, you
what's
haven't
the
put
word?
stuff out there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Stuff out there.
Yeah. The audience is just
which
taking my
makes
word for it. If I was just like, I also am. I think I'm a good actor, voice actress, or something. It's like they just taking my word for it.
Yeah, but like your experience has a lot of viability because you want to explore what you can do with your voice, right?
True.
So it's sort of like it is a perspective that really needs to be heard. So thank you very much for that. Like,
I'm the greenhorn perspective.
yeah.
There you go. Nobody needs that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's some great tips, and
Yeah.
I love. And it's just like, yeah, absolutely. The fucking yeah, it's funny. If you look at the series, it's like you had, for me, the actual progression of the Four-Claimer accent is like old Gothy first,
Yeah, of course.
then Pickles, and then like the old lady, a granny lady, Elwyn, and then Masika, and then Godric is final boss for that accent. So
Yeah.
that's, you can see the progression of that.
Yeah.
It is funny that you also have the diegetic reason, because you're like, yeah, they all have a kind of ish the same accent because they all have the ish same language.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
they all love it.
Yeah, they all needed that, and then it makes sense how Gothy doesn't have that, because she was in an area for like 2,000 something years that didn't have that accent.
She also probably had, like, if she does have a Four-Claimer accent that is unchanged by her living in a swamp, it's an accent from 2,000 years ago.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
The current British accent does not sound like the British accent 2,000 years ago.
Oh, absolutely
They're almost
not.
not. You couldn't possibly say they're the same thing.
God, I had to study Shakespeare, and like when we looked at the first folio, even like V's and W's were reversed.
Yeah. Shit's
fuck.
wild.
So, but
That's too much for my poor noggin.
I think that that's a good place to finish up.
Yep.
So thanks everyone for hanging out. Big thanks to Avery, Dingo, Puddles, and John all for joining us today for the Fool's Gold Hangout stream.
Thank you for having us and letting us invade your stream and cause untold nonsense.
Oh man, you know I love it though. But yeah, this was the first day of Sharq-Aid. Thank you everyone who donated. This stream was also brought to you by my patrons, Trom, Radiance, Equal Tamago, Crystal, and Marcus, and viewers like you. Thank you.
Viewers like you.
Here's that.
But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing an assortment of Pokemon games at 1 p.m. Pacific. And then I'm going to be moving on to Steins Gate. And then just more throughout the week. I'll be doing a 24-hour stream on April 1st. We'll be doing a bunch of different stuff then. I might... This is a huge maybe because it hasn't been too long since the last one. But I might do a full Fool's Gold rewatch.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh. Every time you talk about that, just like who has that amount of time?
It gets harder every time too. So
I know.
Just this person person here is making 25-minute episodes.
Well, I give you full permission not to watch the ads. So,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Sometimes
they're
some of the ads are really funny though.
some
you
people
make them too good.
Yeah.
it's funny because like Felix actually looked at the analytics of it all, and because you can tell when people watch certain sections over and over again. Like YouTube has that ability. There's always like, I think the most popular spots in the videos is always like the joke that usually hits the hardest that people really like.
Yeah, that
Or,
everyone's
like-
quoting in the comments below.
Yeah, quoting that one, or like some very specific like sad moment that they really liked. But the second place is always the ads. People love rewatching the ads,
That's really
wild.
funny.
which is so funny. But I mean, I go ham with the ads. That's usually because that's like I can break free from the chains of storytelling to be like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, no more melodrama. Look at this duck. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
also, I
And
forgot to mention, thank you so much to Avery for drawing Korin and Mura for Stream Sakai.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Yeah, they're on the screen right now. They've become
yeah.
the unofficial. I didn't tell you, but we accidentally killed off Mura.
I think you did tell me.
Oh, I might have, but the
days.
current quest is to try and resurrect her.
Okay.
We're going through
Good
the
luck on that.
multiverse. Anyways, throughout this stream, I've been pimping out Avery and Dingo, so go check them out. I'm sure most of you know Dingo, but
Thank you.
who are we going to raid?
I'll also check if I'm following anybody on. The Aussies might be streaming right about now.
Oh.
This is when they start going to work.
Oddly enough, Rob was on during the day.
What the hell's up with Rob? I don't see any Aussies on right now.
No. Here, we'll raid Sprig. So if you don't know who Kobold Sprig is, Kobold Sprig is a Kobold VTuber who also is a Canadian and plays a lot of D&D. But she is incredibly wholesome and great vibes on her channel. Highly recommend checking her out. She's playing Valheim right now.
Oh, good. Chill. Very chill. Well, unless you go up in the mountains, then it ain't chill.
There we go.
Or the Midland.
But yeah, also, RDF is right. So many people in just this community got into Knights and Pen and Paper because of Dingo's ads.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I bought Knights and Pen and Paper too because it was the arena episode.
Ah. It's a weird. It's weird.
Which one's Knights and Pen and Paper?
Knights of Pen and Paper were it's an app game where you can play through kind of like it's like a Dungeons and Dragons inspired game. And you kind of click through and it's like a fun little it's like a fun game on your phone.
It's also on PC and Twitch. Sorry, PC and Switch.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, they must have upped it since I did my app.
Oh no,
'cause I had
it came before the app.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a better. I don't know. I like the Switch version better than the mobile version. But anyways,
Interesting.
give Sprig a big old shark attack, and I will catch you later. Bye.
Alright. Bye.
Bye.